Hi, greetings. If this is your first time catching me, thank you for being here. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're finding me is just right at the level of energy. Time doesn't even exist. Time is irrelevant. These are timeless messages, however you want to say it. And so if you're finding me, whether you're finding it today, a month down the road, a year down the road, trust that if something resonates for you, sings to you, and you will know that by the way it feels when you hear it. Truth vibrates at a certain frequency. You can trust that the message is for you. I just saw 4-4 here. A power number, reclaiming our power. We got a 4-4 number multiple times, and I just saw 5-5 here as well. Repeating numbers, number synchronicities, signs, synchronicities in general, songs maybe speaking to you more than normal, just being more in tune, more energy sensitive, feeling all of the things, the highs being higher, the lows being lower. And I just saw 111 as well. I'm trying to decide which deck to begin with here. I did just finish recording almost a half-hour message here for subscribers only for the Patreon community. Link for that will be in the pinned comments below, as well as the description box. Would love to have you join us there if my energy resonates for you. If you would like to see longer messages, further messages, deeper messages. Just this week alone, I've shared an hour's worth of videos, and you get access to not only my latest video, my latest content, but all of the previous content I've been sharing in there for several years. So trauma healing, energy healing, recovery, holistic healing, spirituality, law of attraction, basically just all of the things I've been learning and using to heal myself that I've been using on my recovery journey the last 5.5, 6 years. So with that, let's begin here. What can I tell the beautiful YouTube collective tuned in? What's going to be the most helpful, beneficial? We did receive don't fear change, embrace it and grow. And I just saw 222 here. So balance in the new, this internal balance, alignment allows for intentional choices, mindful choices here. So don't allow fear to deter you. This came through last week or last message. I guess it was beginning of the week here. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. And I can't remember if it was Patreon or YouTube. That's how it goes when I'm sharing messages all the time. But on fear. Fear can have two meanings, right? Forget everything and run. We can allow fear to make us cower, to step back into old ways, or we can see fear as the next opportunity, obstacle to step through, right? So what is it? Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, you could say hello. You could let us know where you're tuning in from. Maybe you have something hopeful, inspirational, inspiring to share with another. Maybe you've learned something this last week you'd like to share with us. I do love this group chat, community chat feature. One of these days I'll figure out how to access the comments once I'm done recording and I save it, the comments seem to disappear. So please know that if you drop a comment, if you were wanting a reading, if you were wanting to work with me, and I didn't respond, I would love it if you would go back and leave a comment again once I'm done recording, because I can see the comments that are shared afterwards. And I will. It's on my to-do list. I've done some investigating. I just can't seem to find the solution. I feel like I have the boxes checked that I need to have checked. So I'm just waiting on the divine to give me the next guidance I need on it. You could also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and message me on there if you're wanting to, if you're wanting a personal reading, if you're wanting to work with me one-on-one. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. If you want to be notified when I go live again, be sure and hit the little bell there, subscribe to the channel, then you'll be one of the first to be notified when I go live. Let's just see what I can tell the collective tuned in here. I'm gonna get a little tarot story. And if there's a message you're hoping to receive from this message, an answer, some guidance you're looking for, you could drop a comment with that question. You could speak it out loud to yourself. You could just say it in your head. Make that intention known energetically, whatever feels right for you. I'm never here to say, do it this way, follow me, this is the guidance, this is the only way to do things. There's 1,000 ways to get up the hill. We're all just walking each other home. I'm simply here to remind you of what you already know to be true, to guide you home to yourself and your intuition, because your intuition truly is your guide, your compass for this life experience. Everything that life presents you with is just an opportunity to get to know yourself on a deeper level. Just wanted to get a little clarification here, because we started with 5 of Cups and 2 of Swords, which, you know, 5 of Cups is like loss, despair, crying over spilled milk, stuck on past situations that went down. Maybe you don't understand why things went down the way that they did, but some things we aren't meant to understand. It was maybe just a teaching and learning experience. The only thing we are in control of is our perception, the story we tell ourselves, right? And we can tell ourselves an empowering story about how things went down, or we can tell ourselves a disempowering story, right? We can either be the victor or the victim of the story, but that's a choice only we can make. But I do see celebration. So after this 5 of Cups, being willing to take a step forward, even though you can't see the path, being willing to step out of this victim mentality, switch up your energy, do something to make yourself feel fulfilled, celebrate here. This is community, collaboration, celebration. And this is Knight of Wands here is, again, creation energy. You can use that energy, that focus that you're using to focus on past situations, turn that around and instead use that energy to focus on what you are wanting to create, being willing to do the happy dance before. I'm going to see if I can just, there we go. Sorry about that. I hid that user here. So yeah, I'd love to have you here, but if you can't contribute positively, I will, you know, maybe you need that message. If there's people distracting you, throwing negative comments at you, don't allow it to deter you. Just block. The unfollow, the unfriend button can be your best friend. And we use that energy to focus on what we are creating, right? We understand that people that are intent on hurting others only hurt people, hurt others. And so we give compassion, we give love, we redirect our energy. I want to get a little further message on this Knight of Wands and this celebration energy, 3 of Cups here. Yeah, this is how we free ourselves, free our mind, free our spirit, free ourselves from this energy of from the victim energy. Victim mindset is to remind ourselves what we have to look forward to, find something to be grateful for. Remind yourself of when you felt like this in the past and you came out ahead, right? How it was just a teaching and learning opportunity. Truly, we're never being punished, just being prepared for the more we've been asking for here. And these situations, like I said, life is serving us opportunities to step into our power, to free our spirit, to free our mind, to be our own savior, guru, but like I said, right, to remind us of what we already know to be true within. And yeah, this is a spiritual quest, 8 of Cups, choosing ourself. As we choose ourself, everything else will mirror that in our external. So too will others choose us, other things, other situations, scenarios. What more can we know on this? Choosing ourselves, celebration, spiritual quest. Yeah, courage arrives when you step over fear. A courage message came through in Patreon as well. We were reminded that courage, the first 4 letters in courage, the cur. Hello, welcome. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for the love. Courage points to heart. And when we tap into our heart energy, that is, again, with the fear, right? This tapping into our heart allows us to face everything and rise versus forget everything we know to be true and run back to our old ways of being, right? It's easy to return to what's comfortable and known. The courageous thing to do is to step into the new, to trust the unknown energy, and know that you aren't fearful of the unknown because you are inequipped. The only reason you're fearful is because you haven't been here before. So fear, again, fear is not an indication to stop what you're doing. Fear is an indication of just how powerful you are and just how powerful this path you are stepping on is. Know that it's always okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. We have help in the unseen realms, angels, ancestors, guide. You have a spirit team. Be the best version of yourself and start today. Yeah. Purple, so maybe a crown chakra meditation would be beneficial for you. I'm going to get a spirit animal message here, and then maybe I'll leave us with one affirmation. Yeah, being at home. I feel like that goes well with be the best version of yourself and start today. How we can be the best version of ourselves is by being comfortable in our own skin. Being confident, understanding we will trigger just as many as we inspire, and that's medicine as well. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Thanks for the love, thanks for being here. What do our spirit animal friends want us to know here? Yeah, time to let go of the past, that 5 of Cups energy, to release that, to get excited about the future here. Time to let go. Grounding practices might be extra helpful for you. In Patreon, we were talking about how extra spiritual practices, extra silence, more and more is required for us to maintain and sustain our solid center. The more and more noise and chaos comes at us in the external, the more we are required and asked to up our levels of spiritual care, spiritual boundaries, protecting ourselves. And the affirmation, I'll get us an affirmation here too. The affirmation that came through in Patreon was, when I heal, the world heals. And I say that often, as you heal, we all heal. As you rise, we all heal. We all rise. Thank you for your service. So time to let go of the past and be fearless and bold here, stepping into the future. Again, knowing it's okay to ask for that guidance. Free will, your support in the unseen realms want to help you, want to assist you, but again, they need to be asked. They will never exert their will or themselves if it's not something you're calling for or desiring. So, is there anything else we need to know from my other tarot deck here? Any last words, Spirit? There must be, because I'm feeling called to. Yeah, okay. Strength, the Moon, and Page of Cups here. So resilience, fortitude, remember who you are. The strength here, this is you, remembering our eternalness, our infiniteness. Is that a word? Anyways, looking back, pulling from experiences in the past where you have been strong, resilient, where you have got through moments you thought you wouldn't. Trusting the unknown, being willing to look at those hidden aspects, those darker aspects of self. Darker just mean that you were unaware of them before, right? This speaks beautifully on the energies and the astrology. Everything that was beneath the surface, hidden from us, has now been brought up to the light, both personally and collectively. But expect the best. Understand that all of this darkness needed to be, it's not that the darkness is getting worse. It's that there's more light on the planet now. And so light is being shown upon the darkness. So the darkness is being amplified so we can see it. Because without seeing it, without acknowledging it, without admitting it, without being aware of just how dark things have gotten on the planet over the last how many thousands of years, without acknowledging where we're at, we can't pivot and make a change, right? So we don't stick our head in the sand. We're not spiritually bypassing. We understand what's going on. We're acutely aware of it, but we also know that to contribute our energy to it, to continue to focus on it, we amplify and create more of that energy. And so the best thing we can do is heal ourselves. As we heal the world. As we rise and take control of our energy, our healing, our nervous system regulation, be intentional about our thoughts, choices, the way we treat everyone and everything, all sentient beings, the Mother Earth in general. That I know for myself, that's what I'm called to do. And we all are here, called for a different purpose. Follow your own. Again, I'm here to remind you of what you already know to be true, not to tell you to do things like me, but to spark a remembrance of the power you have within you. I forgive and release the past to heal my life. Yeah. And that's that groundhog energy, right? On letting go. And this is how we step out of this 5 of Cups energy. Yeah, on one level, we forgive the past and let it go. But on another level, at a quantum level, there's nothing to forgive, for everything went down just as it needed to. Nothing has gone wrong. This is all playing out according to divine design. And you chose to be here for this time. You maybe don't feel like this at this moment. You don't even need to know what your purpose is. Understand that you being true to you, you living authentically as yourself, saying no to what isn't a match to you, that is you living in your purpose. So anyways, I could ramble and ramble. If you would like to hear more on this, you could join the Patreon community. And if you're wanting a personal reading, please reach out. Again, be sure and follow. I got something in my eye here. Be sure and follow me if you want to be or subscribe to the channel, however you say it here on YouTube. If you want to be notified when I go live again. I have been going live a couple times a week usually. And see you soon. Wishing you a beautiful day.